welcome back to All About Arsenal. And this is another lovely episode of Fan Friday where we just take out the hot takes of what's going on in the Premier League and our team. And of course, listen to our great panelists who have a lot to share. So I will start with Usagi Kine. Welcome back to the channel. How you doing, bro?
Thank you very much. I'm doing good. Good. Good to be back.
Awesome.
It's been a good couple of months away.
Yeah, and how has it been feeling seeing us being on top of the Premier League, on top of the Champions League? Can you just give me your tip of how you felt on Wednesday night?
So, to be fair, Wednesday, it was one of those games where I felt if there was any team that I was a bit skeptical about, it would be Bayern Munich, and simply because of what they've done this season with respect to their winning form and also the number of goals that they were scoring. But I felt it was a very, very. I was more comfortable because Luis Diaz was suspended,
Mhm.
but I was a bit wary of Olise on the other side. But because they didn't have that right and left, then I was a bit calm. And once we scored first, I knew we weren't going to lose. But
Yeah.
since Wednesday, I've been on cloud nine. I mean, I don't think any team, any team right now scares me, right? In terms of, uh, I believe Arsenal right now can go toe to toe with anything in the world, and Bayern was a
Yeah.
good test and a good example of what we're
Awesome.
capable of.
Yeah, and of course, Michael Olise, that guy is very dangerous. Like, what was your take on the Kelly's performance? Do you think he struggled in the game because of lack of game time and form?
Well, I mean, of course, he definitely struggled because one, like you said, he hasn't played much this season, but then he's been playing in the Champions League, so it's not like he hasn't seen game time. But again, Champions League games have been few and far between. The last one was about three weeks ago, so it's enough to be rusty. Olise is a threat to anybody. So whether you are in form or not, it's going to be very difficult to handle Michael Olise. He struggled, and again, of course, he didn't have Gabriel next to him, so that was also like a double loss for him. But at least he held his own. Apart from maybe the being at fault for the goal, letting the ball lob him, and then there was also a second chance that Bayern had on that side where they
Yeah,
took a shot instead of crossing for a tapping.
yeah,
Other
that
than
was
that,
the
he
defender.
wasn't able to go forward as much as he would have liked because obviously there was the threat of Michael.
Olise, yeah,
But yeah, I mean, Calafiori came in with experience, and of course, he came in when the momentum was high in the second half. We were pressing, we were dominating, so it would have been easier for him. It's the same way I believe if Calafiori had started and Luis Kelly came in the second half when we were already, on top of the game, it would have been the same outcome. But yeah, I think it was expected. I mean, given his age, given rustiness, and all that. But at the end of the day, it was a positive result, so you can't really dwell too much on that.
Okay, awesome. So I think we'll just delve straight into the questions. So they will come up as captions today. I didn't want to put up some slides because I wanted us to
Sure.
just see our faces and see our nice background. I can see the pictures and stuff and all that. So the first question here says, do you trust Arteta to manage load well across cups, Europe, and the league this season?
I mean, so far he has. So I don't see any reason why someone should doubt that now. We've all been raving about the squad depth we have this season. Other than the FA Cup, we've gone out in three competitions and has been able to rotate. Plus, we've had quite a number of injuries. So the fact that he's still been able to rotate with the injuries, yes, there are some players that have played almost all the matches. But then again, it's Champions League, it's Premier League. You expect to start with your best 11. He's been able to rotate more in defense. Maybe the midfield a bit, bringing on Norgard for Zubimendi in the cup games. And then up front it's been a lot harder because of the injuries. And then he started Anu last. Carabao Cup game. So yeah, I mean, with everybody fit and with the people coming back from injury, I believe he's capable of managing that load well across the competitions.
Awesome. Uche, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. So let's just talk about this load issue. Gabriel, right? He went to play a meaningless friendly against Senegal at the Emirates Stadium of all places, and he suffered an injury to either his thigh, his abductor, or his groin, or whatever. But when I look at the fact that he has played so many games this season, do you think there are games he could have been rested?
The only games I feel he could have been rested are the Carabao Cup games, and I don't recall him starting those.
Mhm.
Um, Premiership and the Champions League, I doubt you would want to rest your best defender, right?
Yeah.
Maybe in game week 7 or game week 8 when we've already qualified. I'm pretty sure, he would have been rested against Kairat or maybe even Club Brugge in the next match. Um, Premiership is more difficult because the truth is you're trying to build a lead, and you're not going to be resting players now. Maybe you rest if you have, a tough Champions League game coming up or a quarterfinal or something. But yeah, Gabriel and Saliba, if you notice, most title winning sides, their centre back partnerships are their centre back partnerships. You're not going to. Chelsea wasn't resting Terry and Carvalho. Fergie wasn't resting Vidic and Ferdinand. Even Toure and Campbell, they were not being rested, and that's just the way it goes. There are positions you can play around: left back, right back, maybe eight, maybe wing. But if you have a nine, your nine plays all your matches. If you have a centre back, your centre back. If you have keeper, your keeper plays. Also,
Yeah.
is one of those positions that you can't really mess about with because of the strength and what it even brings to the team in both boxes, defense and attack.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. And I think I'm aligned with you on that. Just bearing in mind that, yeah, the games have come in thick and fast, but then again, injuries happen anyway. Obviously,
Anyway,
we all went
anyway,
to have the Dubai one without training, and that's where Kai Havertz got a very long injury that kept him
yeah,
to me. So I think, yeah, in my own opinion, I think he has managed the load well. But I believe injuries have also forced his hand
sure.
to manage the load well because I believe if everybody was fit. I don't know much. I'm not too sure he would have. But okay, that's fine. So let's go to the next question. And this one says, has Arsenal shown enough variation in how they attack, or are they predictable?
I think if anything, I won't say predictable. Predictable maybe if you say, oh well, they score from set pieces. It's like saying someone scores penalty. Penalty is not predictable because you don't know if you get a penalty in the game. If
Yeah.
you can't get a corner kick if you are not attacking.
Mm-hmm.
That's the honest truth. You get corner kick because you shoot, keeper punches it to corner.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Corner kicks
shoot,
are
you
like
hit
a,
it.
a result of your attack, actually.
Yes, they are a result of your attack. You can't be in your defense and you get corner kick. You must have come forward to come and do something that will give
Mm-hmm.
you corner kick, that will give you throwing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and predictability in the sense of, so for instance, certain players that came in over the summer kind of reduced that predictability. Someone like a Madueke now,
Mm-hmm.
you are not sure if he's going to cross, if he's going to try and dribble. Someone like Aneze, is he going to go on his left? Is he going to go on his right? Is he going to pass? Is he going to try and shoot? You are not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Gyökeres, you don't know what you're going to get. You may get bulldozer, you may get finisher, you may get just hold up play. So I won't say we are predictable because now we are not just doing Odegaard Saka, Odegaard Saka, Odegaard Saka.
Yeah,
You can
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Trossard, you can go to the right, you can go through the middle. The defenders are coming up. So I won't say predictable. I'll say there is variation in our attack because if you defend, we can score set piece. If you open, we can score free flowing football. We can go through you passes. We can press. Rice we just run through the whole field and set up a tap in. So
Mm-hmm.
I was afraid, not afraid, but I was a bit in the beginning like, are we creating enough chances? But the last 3, 4 games, we've been scoring freely, and it's been fun to watch. Like I was telling someone the other day, I'm happy to win 5-1. The remaining matches of season 5-1. I don't care about clean sheet record. Win 5-1 from now to the end of the season, every game, I'll take it.
Awesome, awesome. But then again, I really like this question because if you look at the past couple of seasons, what you said was very right. It's always all about White, Odegaard, Saka. The bias on the right hand side was so much And many opposition teams believe that all they need to do was just double up.
Just put two people on Saka.
And that's pretty much it. You could not really go on there because Martinelli was always isolated. But having the likes of Eze, having the likes of Madueke and Gyökeres has really added some variation to attack. And I'm really happy to see. Because if you remember, Trossard got injured. Madueke came in
Came
as a
on,
left
went to the left
right? Then I was surprised to see
when they
Arsenal
took off
was
Saka. I
Simply
said it that
because,
in the past, once they are subbing Saka, you're thinking, oh my god, the game is over.
yeah,
But that
that
also
was,
shows maturity of Arteta right now,
mhm.
being able to make those kind of decisions, and they were justified because the
Very,
two players that came on, Calafiori and Martinelli, impact immediately. You
yeah,
know, Madueke too, that was a sub impact. We moved from the left to the right, scored within 5 minutes of doing that. Calafiori came on, assisted within 3 minutes of doing that.
good Martinelli.
Martinelli came on, scored again, 4 goals in 4 games in Champions. I mean, see, right
Yeah.
now it's just what is paining me is that our only loss this season came at the hands of Liverpool.
Oh,
That's the only thing that is just paining me this whole season right now. Liverpool,
yeah.
it's
It's
just
Liverpool
it's
that is
sad.
stinking the place up, right?
If only we had woken up in August,
Yeah.
instead of we're still being
Even in that game, there was a chance that Eze had where it was one on one, but for some reason he didn't shoot. I think like whether there was Caesar fried because he was making
when
his
it came from the
debut.
corner
Yeah,
from the left hand side.
because it's the same age that played Spurs. I had the opportunity. I'm sure he would have buried it. I think it's just a confidence thing, but right now he's really showing that he's really adding some real depth to our attack. So let's go to the next question here. He says, "Is Christian Mosquera being used well? Is he trusted, or is he still getting eased in?"
So obviously at the start of the season he was coming on more because Cape hadn't come in then.
Saliba was
I,
doing well.
I mean, to be fair, he's 21 years old. I think we keep forgetting these guys are young. He's not like an established international that he's not even in the Spanish team, he's in the Spanish under 21 team. So he's a young guy, he's gonna get loads of matches. FA Cup starts, he's probably starting every FA Cup match. He's playing
Mhm.
every Carabao Cup match, except maybe when we get to semi-final or final or something like that. So he has time. He will be eased in. It's not if there was no injury, he won't even be talking of Mosquera or Incape. I mean, he can only play when Gabriel or Saliba is not playing. And if
Okay.
everybody is fit, Gabriel and Saliba will play.
Okay.
I mean, Ben
Yeah.
White can't even get into the team. What should he be saying?
Yeah,
You
that's true.
know. So Mosquera will be eased in. He's not distrusted. He's biding his time.
Okay, so the question I have is this. With Hincapié play alongside Saliba against Spurs, were you
Hmm.
surprised to see Mosquera play alongside Saliba against Bayern Munich? Or do you think Hincapié was going to have a run of games? Was
So
there
I
an
won't say I
indication?
was surprised, but like I said, defense is where Ateta can make his most variations. That is where he has a wealth of I guess talent, right?
Yeah.
You can have 4, 5 pairs of centre backs with our 8 guys. So it's fair. Well, I think what they were trying to do was also Mosquera is faster than Incape.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted someone strong to against Kane, but Kane didn't even play up front, so Mosquera was not used.
Yeah.
But they wanted someone that could stand up to a Kane.
Yeah,
Nkapie is a
physically.
bit smaller than Kane. Saliba and Mosquera body wise are very similar to Kane. So, and luckily again, it was Carl. He's smallish in stature. It was Olise. It was Kane. So Bayern didn't have that physical threat, which is
Yeah.
why I believe he started Mosquera and
Okay.
by against with Saliba. So I wasn't surprised. There's no team sheet that will surprise me from Arsenal right now because I believe the team or the players are good enough. The only thing that maybe may surprise is everybody. I don't even think it will surprise because I can. it's something that maybe after Chelsea game now, instead of if everybody is back, he can start Madueke, Merino, Martinelli. It's something he can do. And you won't look at it and say, oh my God, what kind of team is this? You let them
Yeah.
play and see what happens. If you need changing, you are like,
You
at
can,
least we have something on the bench.
yeah, and it reminds me because look at that game against Bayern Munich. We brought on Odegaard, we brought on Madueke, we brought on Martinelli, we brought on Calafiori. Like, look at the kind of quality that we have in the team. We also have a couple of folks on the chat. Atkins, good to see you here. You were like, Mosquera is Saliba's backup, and Hinkapie will get some more game time in Gabriel's absence. I think that's for sure. Do we have a timeline on Gabriel's
Gabriel's
injury?
return. I
I know,
don't
I
think
know.
he's out for the rest of the year. Because I believe they said he will miss November and December. So I don't think we
Yeah.
should expect Gabriel before January.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Okay, so let's go to the next question. It says, is Christian Norgard more of a luxury backup or a useful rotational option this season?
I don't think it's luxury. It's a rotation. I mean, who has ever thought of Nogard as a luxury player? He will play when we need to show up, when we need to rest Zubimendi. I don't think he came to us now thinking I'm going to be the starting DM.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So he came to us now knowing I will be in a squad that has a chance to challenge for titles.
Yeah.
Um, and if I play 8 matches and get a medal, hey, fantastic.
Yeah.
So he will play in the cup matches. He will come on occasionally when we are leading 2-0, 3-0, and we want to just secure the middle of the park. So yeah, he's a very, very useful rotational option. He will probably even start some games. I can bet you he will start 2, 3 games in the Champions League, and in the game week 7, game week 8, especially if we win our 6th game next week.
Okay, so the question now is, in the clash against Sunderland, where we drew 2-2, that moment when we took Easy out and brought in Mosquera, would not that have been a better option?
Of course, in hindsight is 2020. So if you are looking back, you'll probably say yes, because the middle became quite empty. So Sunderland
Yeah.
had more players running in. They had opportunities to be putting balls into the box. If you look at the transition of that play, it just went through that DM position from the left hand side right through the. If there was someone in that middle, maybe a tackle comes in, maybe a block comes in. I mean, you never know. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I believe that a second DM would have been probably more instrumental just to secure that possession, because what happened was we just let them have the ball and they just
Mm-hmm.
kept pumping things, getting throw-ins, getting corners, so of course they were putting pressure on us. So yeah, in hindsight, probably a second DM would have been more useful than 5 at the back, because again, when you start doing 5 at the back, it looks like negative football. You're doing 5 defenders against Sunderland. We should have held what we were doing. We should have just continued, because that second half we dominated it. We let them come back into the game
Yeah.
because we felt, okay, let's just try and see this out. But sometimes attack is the best form of defense.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Uche, welcome back. Are you okay with your internet issues now? Are you better? Hi, Uche. Can you hear us? I think he's just struggling with his internet. Yeah, okay. So I agree with you on Nogan. He played 196 games in 7 seasons for Brentford. He was the captain of the club.
Yeah.
So for him to leave all that to come to Arsenal, it was very evident that this was someone that really wanted to, know, make it at the club. And I agree with you. The idea of him just playing a handful of games, it's not bad at all. Okay, Uche, are you back now? You're muted in case you're speaking. Okay, I think he's walking
Yes,
around.
I'm back. How are you guys?
Yeah,
So
welcome back.
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying to give my comments on the Norgard situation. And
Mhm. Uche, you are struggling to hear me. Your network is really bad. Eesh.
Are you hearing now?
No. Yeah, maybe we need to come out and come back in. Probably. We didn't hear anything
All
you
right,
said. You're
let
mumbling.
me do
Sorry
that.
about Okay, bro. So we'll catch up with you when you come back in. Okay, so going to the next question. It says, should Arsenal cash in on any underperforming players during the January transfer window? So my question is, what do you classify as underperforming right now?
Who is underperforming right now? You are only underperforming if you are not playing. Who is underperforming right now? I don't. Right now,
Come to
I
think of
mean,
it.
at the beginning of the season, a lot of people had issues with Martinelli, but you know,
Yeah.
since Trossard started, it's common. People had issues with Madueke, but again, and that's because we are back. Or these days, a lot of people are doing this. So if you are not scoring or assisting, you are not playing well. It's about stats. It's not about what you contribute to the team. A lot of people would have Gyökeres go out, see what happened. I truly believe if Gyökeres started against Sunderland, we win that game easy 3, as in easy, it's an easy victory. His absence made us, and maybe that Sunderland result was even a blessing in disguise in that we
Allowed them
realized,
to talk, yeah.
yeah, it made us say, okay, we need to do more with Merino up front because Merino was just doing Kane. He does it as he's like he sees the box, he's afraid, I don't want to be in this box, you know. And he's been doing
Yeah.
more of that playmaker 10 type
Like
of
Firmino.
position. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I don't think there's any underperforming player right now. Everybody that has come in has done a job. Everybody that has been given an opportunity has, played to expectation. So I don't think there's any underperforming player right now.
Yeah,
Besides, we need everybody for if we want to assault all four.
yeah, also. I really give it to the guys that have not played enough. People like Kepa, people like Bobby Skelly, Maneri,
Ben White.
Ben White. The quality of the team is so good, right? Now, basically, you being in the squad is like the same type of privilege per se.
Mm,
And when you come onto the pitch, you have to
you have
just
to
show.
show.
You have to show. No one is sitting on their laurels anymore. Arsenal is trying to get a lead, and Saka was sold.
Mm.
That stuff gets me, man. It just shows the level of maturity that Arteta really has in the team now, and how everybody can actually do a job. Okay, so let's go to the next question here. He says, "Are Arsenal taking enough shots on target per game this season? Are we?"
In the last 1 month, yes. Prior, I'll say, I mean, it was a bit dicey. But from second half of Sunderland till now, we've improved on shooting, we've improved on taking shots. At the beginning of the season, I'll say, it was still worrisome, like, oh, are we creating enough chances? Yes, we are dominating, yes, we're having possession, but keepers are not, I'm not feeling it. But now, it's more the last 3-4 games. I'll say yes, we are doing what needs to be done. You can only score, you can only beat who is in front of you. So if people allow us to play, yes, we'll take shots. And you know people are desperate to score. Madueke wants to score. Martinelli wants to score. Odegaard wants to score. Okay, I don't know about Odegaard, but Martinelli wants to score. Madueke wants to score. Eze wants to score. You know, Gyökeres wants to score. So you can only score if you shoot. Trossard wants to score.
Yeah, true.
Rice wants to score. Even Zubimendi is shooting when he has a chance. So yeah, I mean we are taking shots more recently. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. I'm just looking at a comment from Ola Oluwade. Thanks for being on the channel, Ola. He says he's not worried about the guys not having enough game time because we have so many competitions, which I alluded to, Osagi. We should remember that in December we play up to 10 games. So, Uche, talking about our run in December, I think I have a quick overview of the amount of games we are going to play in December. Let me just quickly open it. So obviously the Chelsea game is on November 30. Then we have Brentford December 3rd. We have Aston Villa December 6th. We have Club Brugge December 10th. We have Wolves December 13th. We have Everton December 20th. We have Crystal Palace in the EFL Cup December 23rd. And we have Brighton December 27th. And we have Aston Villa December 3rd before playing Bournemouth in January. With that amount of game time, Oh, you just, I want to ask you the question and you moved off
Yeah, I
again.
know. He's back.
Okay, you're back. So
Okay.
with that amount of game time, what's your take? Can Arsenal really cope? Do you think the injuries will continue to take its toll on us? Because for some reason, the injury gods are giving us and they are taking at the same time. We expect to see Trossard go out as he did, but obviously. So my question to you now is, does Arsenal have what it takes to cope with such a run? And do you expect more injuries to come? Uche, are you with us?
Oh yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. My network was just off and on.
Sorry, bro.
It was behaving like MLS versus Nabry. It was all over the place. But the thing is that I think I think if you observe Pep Guardiola, he didn't like to have a bloated squad. He always even said it. I want 20 players. And Mikel was of that school of thought. Sometime in the last 2 years, I kept saying that I don't think Mikel pushed enough for some backups.
Okay.
I kept saying it. I felt personally he did not, but last year I heard him calling out the board anytime he had the opportunity. We
We are
need
sure.
this player. And
Yeah.
that's what has happened. I think it's because he has realized that winning the league or competing in 4 competitions without that squad is a dead end. It's
Yeah.
not that the players are not good, right? But in the last 3 years, Saka, Martinelli, Odegaard, Saliba, they've amassed about 120 to 30 games for the club. Now, if you count the country, you're talking about 150 games in 3 years.
No, that's a lot actually.
The injury was always going to happen, especially on Saka. I saw that coming years ago. He was getting kicked and upended game after game. There was no other outcome. So I think the coach knows that he needs that backup. And like, for example, somebody like Merino was not getting game time until 4 weeks ago. Madueke was out for about 2 months. He
Yeah.
comes in, we need a goal, we take off Saka, we bring him in. And if you listen to Mikel, he doesn't call them substitutes. He says people that come to finish the game.
Finishers.
Yeah,
He's,
finishers.
he's,
Yeah.
very, he's very
Like that.
specific about that. So he's letting the players know you're not starting doesn't mean your importance is reduced. It's depending on the opponent. And it has happened twice that Arsenal is looking for a goal. Saka was taken out, Madueke was brought in, and the goal came in. It's
Yeah.
twice now. By last year, everybody would have said, "Why are you removing Saka? Even if now one leg, keep him there." But it's
Yeah.
is what you enjoy with the squad depth. So, and that is how I feel a big team should be run. I remember when we had RVP, Van Persie, RVP, Adebayo,
Eduardo.
Bentner, Eduardo, Joe Walcott. I
Yeah.
mean, he choke. So it's what it is. If the charge is to win and compete in all competitions, then the squad has to be as stacked as possible.
Okay.
It's
That
just what
makes
it is. And then
sense.
again, stacking the squad is an investment option. I expect
Mm-hmm.
that in the next few years, you begin to see fringe players leave for significant amounts. I'm talking about 25 to 30 million. And then if you add that with what's happening in the
That's
academy,
not significant anymore. For Oxley to still be our record sale is very,
Yeah.
very embarrassing.
It's pathetic,
yeah,
bro.
People
I'm being
it's
honest.
measly. It's measly. But the thing about that is that if you want to think about it logically, the club that have the players that they sell at the highest value are the clubs that are winning.
Yeah.
If Palmer was coming from a West Ham, he'd be like 10 million.
I don't
He
think
was
so.
from
Rice
no,
came
no,
from West Ham. Rice came from
no,
West
but the difference that Rice was established. Rice had
Yeah.
played about 200 games for West Ham.
Ham.
To
I agree, but not.
just
He,
point,
he had
Palmer
he
was
had captain.
a point
Don't
actually.
forget
Yeah.
that by the time when Palmer was going to Chelsea, Palmer did not have up to 15 full starts.
I
Yeah.
agree. I
Like
know.
a
I
point
know.
actually. But because he was
Because of
English,
City.
that's why
Yes,
he was
it's English
yeah,
and it's
and
City.
it was
Again,
40
look,
million.
not just Palmer. Look at
English
Sancho.
inflation, city inflation. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
look at Sancho. Look at
Mm-hmm.
this keeper that came back to City, that Trafford.
Trafford, yeah.
So City are selling players that have not played 10 games for 25 million. Why?
Mm.
Because they're coming from City. They've won the 4 league titles in the last 5. They had the treble 2 years ago. So everybody's winning. So for you to be in the squad shows that your quality is there. So for example, let's take for instance now, if we're say let's sell MLS now. Come on, what are we saying? You're going to be talking
Like
about
60
50 million
million.
pounds.
Yeah,
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 and
yeah. I
and
agree.
seeing him against Bayern, he's not the person we need to be starting. But just because he's now in the team and the team is doing well now, if you want to sell him
No,
now,
but
that's where we'll be.
I think I
So
disagree with that. Because if you remember, he was the reason we were very comfortable allowing Tierney and Zinchenko leave.
yeah,
Yeah,
And
he had
hundred
you know,
an
percent,
the,
exceptional,
hundred
exceptional
percent. You're right.
season last year.
injured.
You're right. But again, if you look at Skelly, I can predict that in the next 1 or 2 years he'll be moved to midfield completely. Completely.
Mm,
Because if
yeah,
he was going to
well,
be there, I didn't think we were going to sign in Capier.
yeah, I think
I,
we're still very
I
stacked
kept
in
saying
midfield.
that, yeah,
Yeah. So speaking of
MLS
midfield,
was.
mm-hmm.
No, go on,
No,
sorry.
finish, no, finish your thought on
So
MLS.
MLS was doing well at the left back, but if you notice, what he's well known for is driving through the midfield.
Yeah.
That's the key attribute everybody admires from him. Is what he does in and around the midfield. And then if you look at it before long, look at Arsenal's midfield. Look at the midfield. Nogard is 32. Merino is how old? So we have only
29.
Declan Rice. Yeah, we have only Declan Rice 26, Odegaard 26.
Yeah.
Apart from one area who is a pure backup. So I feel Skelly would come in to the midfield in the near future.
No,
I really feel so.
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. But I think if you sit on at the left back slot, at least he's sure of competing in that position, bearing in mind that it's just Calafiori and sometimes in Capi. But I just
I
like the
agree.
kind of dynamics that in Capi,
Yeah.
Calafiori, and LS give the team.
Yeah,
So let's go to the
and then
next question.
don't forget, even Mosquera can do a shift on that side of defense.
And Timber too, actually. Because
And
I know if
Timber
you
too.
remember last
So
season,
it's,
Timber took a couple of games at left back too.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
Sagi, let's go with you on this question before Uche responds. Has Declan Rice been Arsenal's most important player statistically this season? Has he?
Statistically, no. But because I mean, if you are saying statistically, most goals, most assists,
Things
nobody
like that.
cares about your running up and down. But in terms of look, guys, I need to win this league. Yes, right. In terms of attitude, in terms of carrying everybody along and saying, see what Declan is doing. Let's not be the results that are slacking. I agree.
Yeah.
In terms of carrying the team and moving forward and driving and pressing and going and running and running and running, as in he doesn't stop, right?
That guy's engine is something else, man.
Yeah, he doesn't stop. And to be fair, when we bought him for 100, I won't lie, I was one of the people that were like, how can you buy Declan Rice for 100 million? What is Declan Rice bringing to a team that you are paying 100 million for? But in the last
Yeah.
2 years, he has shown what he's bringing to a team. You know, he's the first person on the pitch, he's the last person off the pitch. He's never. I don't think you can say that guy had a poor game. He's like a 4/10. He
Nah,
doesn't lose the ball. If he
minimum.
loses the ball, he
Yeah,
chases
it's like
after the
yeah,
ball.
always a 7, 8 or more. Yeah. It's
No,
crazy.
he's
Yeah,
And
very,
now
you're very correct about that.
very consistent.
yeah,
And
yeah,
Always.
and we
But
know
there was a time at the beginning of the season I wanted to chop his head off. He
no,
forgot that he was him.
yeah, I think he was a kind
You know,
of
so,
fatigue. That was after the
yeah,
Euros.
I don't know. I don't know if it's fatigue or that he did not believe that he could do what he's doing now.
he was him.
You know, but I keep saying it right. If I was in the position to sign a player for £100 million, it would have been Declan Rice, and I would have been wrong.
I don't know if you would
Yeah,
have been wrong. It wouldn't be my first choice for 100 million. But again, like I said, in
Mm.
hindsight, he has shown that he's worth if he goes on to win. Because see, to be fair, there are a couple of players that until they win, you can't necessarily say they are the best ever or something like that, right? Gabriel
No,
man.
but that's
I
true.
hate that
deserved
yardstick.
to
I hate
win
that
something.
yardstick. I really hate that
Sorry?
yardstick
Wait,
because
but that's
but
true.
that's
But
true.
also sometimes that's
No,
dangerous.
it's
I tell people the
Yeah,
version of Cesc Fabregas that Arsenal had was untouchable.
he deserved to win something. Gerrard
He
deserved
did.
to win something. So you may be good,
100%.
but it won't. You may just be unlucky with the people around you. There are some players that are so good, but they never had 3, 4, 5 good.
Supporting cast.
Say, and they're just alone.
Yeah.
And Rice could have been doing that at West Ham. Rice could have been like the Gerrard of West Ham if he stayed his whole career. He will turn into this beast he is, but he will look around and he has Kudus. He has all those guys around him will sing.
But the Gerrard you are calling, yeah, the Gerrard you are calling was lucky enough that he had the Champions League.
No.
I think twice.
He agreed. He got Champions League, got FA Cup, he got League Cup, he won other. Didn't win, which is why they can still call Gerrard one of the greatest guys because he won other.
Yeah.
I'm talking of
Okay,
you are good, but you couldn't win.
Osage, so using this your logic now, would you say that Harry Kane in Tottenham was not one of the best strikers in the league? Because
No. So that's what I'm saying.
No. That's not what he's saying. He's saying he's one of the best.
One of the best. Harry Kane, for all his numbers, deserves to win, which is why going to Bayern Munich, he deserved it. Because
he was, the English press was very funny. I was hearing, why is he not going to break Alan Shearer's record? Are you guys joking? This man is 29. He's 29 with about 400 career goals and no title. Who is Alan Shearer?
That's it. Even Shearer,
if
Shearer had not won the Premiership, I can bet you he's not going to Newcastle. He was just
it was Blackburn's victory that pushed it over the edge. And I thought a good example is Aubameyang. You will never believe the man has about 400 career goals. Why? Because what did he win? He was electric everywhere, scoring goals for fun. 20 goals a season, about 10 times, 30 goals. But when you call the pantheons of African striker, which I feel he should be up there based on just the numbers, the raw numbers, it drafts what we have seen.
He has won. Has he not won?
He
won the FA Cup with us.
No, not even FA Cup.
I'm not sure he won the league at Dortmund.
Player of the year now. Didn't he win Africa?
Yes, he did that. I'm not sure he won the league at Dortmund. I'm not sure.
He didn't win the league at Dortmund. I think he won at Barcelona. But again, all he won the league in Barcelona.
For that half season,
yeah.
Under Xavi. Oh, that's true. You see, we are even forgetting that one, Steph. But it's risky. Just this week, he scored 400 goals. He became the first African to have 400 goals. But when you're calling the African greats,
I'm surprised.
Eto didn't. He's the first African player to do 400 goals for club.
How many does Salah have right now?
I don't know. Yeah. So if you think about it, imagine Aubameyang was in a prime Barcelona or Real Madrid side. You won't chat shit to him. Nobody can call his name. Because the ability, the numbers, and the titles have aligned, and that's why I felt very bad for Saka last season. I kept saying it in Asa group. I kept saying, if these boys don't believe they can win, that's where the trouble starts. The next question is now, where can we win? And that's what happened with Arsenal, with Leb, Nasri, Fabregas, Sagna. It was a question of, we can't win here, so let's just go outside. I heard Klitschko was talking some months. Klitschko said that he wanted to stay in Arsenal, but the club was behaving as if they did not want to win.
That's why Van Persie.
So that's why I tell people that.
Even Van Persie had the same issue. He had to do a meeting with the team.
Yeah, same issue. And if you think about it, imagine you are a Bukayo Saka. Arsenal finished second, and then they go ahead and sign 8 first-team players. What does that do to your confidence? You know it's game time. It's game time, and then you know that. So that's it. I think this is the first time Arsenal has behaved like a club that wants to win the league. I keep saying it, like there are things you should have done. I don't know whether the resources were there before, but I feel that they were slow in taking some actions. But let's not cry about it. This season we shall see.
Do you think we would have done this under Edu? This kind of monster signings under Edu?
Never. Never. We would have done this, but would have spent much more and would have paid players. Zinchenko went from 1 million a year to 6 million. I keep saying this and it looks like a joke. Zinchenko was on 15k per week in City. He came to us now to 150k. Who did that? Edu. What? How did you get a player to multiply his salary
It
by
was
10?
a title.
A player who was not
It was
wanted.
a multiple title win. So they brought those guys because of winning experience. And let's not lie.
To galvanize the squad.
Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus
They
when they
did.
came, the first season,
They
when we
galvanize the
did
squad.
20 points in 19 games. Come on. See, injury
Yeah,
has
see,
not.
I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah.
They
But again,
changed.
my bro, if it was better, would better have done that.
No, but again, so if we had won the league that their first season, will you be saying this? No.
No. His side is 2020 anyway. You're right.
Yeah, if who even injured in that
Yeah,
season, okay, Saliba. If Saliba didn't injure in that
Saliba,
season,
yeah.
we didn't have to bring Holding for those 4 matches that we were giving Aston Villa, West Ham, Sunderland, 3 points from any of those matches. We
I
hadn't.
would have been, yeah. We just needed a win and a draw. That's all.
That's all.
Like,
So
the shame, sure.
and you
The shame.
can't blame Zinchenko. Okay,
Because,
you can blame Zinchenko for the
No,
yeah,
no,
injury.
that
no.
year,
I don't blame them. I really don't blame the players, right? But I'm just wondering, like, how did that happen?
No, so
no,
Times
it's
but
10.
it
your
just shocking.
strategy.
Yeah, but it's
It's
shocking to see
wild.
how the team has moved, how the team has moved past them so quick. It became like this two
That's see,
seasons ago now.
that's the thing about Mikel. And he has been showing the signs of moving on from players who don't fit his style from the beginning.
David
Think about
Luiz,
it.
Aubameyang,
Must be
Lacazette,
David Lewis.
Ozil.
He doesn't waste time. So Mikel will
Yeah,
suffer everything with you. But the moment he feels you're not moving along his train, he makes it clear and he cuts you off. And
yeah,
for me, I think that's better. Everybody knows if I'm not able to accomplish 1, 2, 3, 4, I cannot get into this team. It keeps you on your
yeah,
toes.
yeah. Because someone like Fabio Vieira was meant to be the backup to Odegaard. But when the guy came to
It's
the
just like
squad,
they throw away him.
they just split the. Okay,
I,
so let's go to the
I I
next
really
question.
feel I really feel bad for him anyway. I felt he was a very talented player, but I just felt that he struggled with the physicality of the league. And then there are
Yeah,
players that don't
he's
do well with so much tactical instruction. Vieira is one of them.
yeah, yeah, Florian Wirtz. You can see,
Don't overload him with that kind of instruction. He'll be useless. Give him
yeah,
the
yeah,
basics. But in this squad, I need you to watch that Bayern Munich game, the second half. Musquera started coming to the box of Bayern Munich. He started coming to mark Upamecano. So within the game, there are also changes that happens frequently within the game, and
yes,
I think it was best described by Olain. No, Olain said, "When I play them, we don't know what to do. We don't know where to move. The combinations are always changing." So that's what he wants is fluidity, and I feel that even Gyökeres, who is coming back, does not have to start. I feel
yeah.
this.
I
If
think
you, if you observe, Merino is now being used in the way Havertz was used at the earlier part of last season.
I was telling Tony before you came on that there's no variation of the team that Arteta will start, and I'll be like, "Ah, what kind of team is this?" Again, depending on position,
The
but
opponent.
position.
very comfortable with any 11 he puts out, unless you're now saying maybe
Mhm.
Saliba in post or something. But any 11 he puts out, I'm very comfortable. Okay, let's even see what they can do. He
Yeah,
can
yeah,
start
yeah.
with Martinelli, Trossard up front. He can start because you know that they can interchange. You know
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
they just move from right to left. If Saka
mhm,
has a two, Saka can go to the left, Martinelli will come to the right. Gyökeres will
mhm,
move forward, they will go ahead of him. Merino can
mhm.
say he's up front, he will come and be doing 9, he will do 2-8 with Rice. So there's so many combinations he can do that
And this goes to show why he always looks for players who can play multiple positions. He
the man, the
right
man,
from the
the man of
right from when he started, it has always been one of
yeah,
his criteria.
yeah.
I mean, my
Spain.
man came in and turned Aubameyang to a left winger, won the FA Cup with it. It was insane. He became a left winger practically.
Yeah.
True,
He
true.
was hugging the left wing.
Okay, so
So,
let's go to the next question.
but
It
again,
says
if he doesn't win anything, all this is
It's
for
all
nothing.
for
yeah,
nothing.
he
It's
Exactly.
has
all
to
for
go.
nothing.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. I agree.
so I don't blame him for.
Yeah,
So so can I blame him for being ruthless? I can't blame him for being ruthless. He wants to win. He has to be ruthless.
He wants
yeah.
Is
to
his
So
head
win.
on the chopping board?
I think it's like a make or break campaign for us this season. There are no more
Oh,
excuses
you
to
think?
Ronaldo, no honesty.
You have never signed 8 players in a summer, my bro. You have never done it. This since I became an Arsenal fan, this is the best
Yeah,
window I've ever seen in my life. I keep saying it. 8 players came in, and none of
yeah.
them you can point to say does not match what we want to achieve. They all
True,
fit the
true.
mold. So I'm sure better is starting Mikel by now. Baba, you guys win this league. Oh. I'm sure
You
he's
haven't
in fact
Yeah,
excuse.
I'm sure better is like the person that does performance review. Let me put it that way. Look at
Okay, so
look
let
at
me.
the structure,
Mhm,
look at the structure around the club changing too. Not just observe since
mhm.
better came. Structurally, positions have
True, true,
moved.
true.
So I think
Mm.
that guy was brought in to be like, Oga, we need we need a director of football to help us do this part. We are giving you control, we are giving you funds. Do what you need to do.
Mm.
So
Yeah, fair enough,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
it's a make or break. It's not even a question. It's a make or break.
It is make or break.
It is,
Yeah. So next
and
one,
that's why
the
no,
next
that's why
question
no
is,
Arsenal fans want. That's why nobody wants to say we are winning the league now. Nobody wants to say
no,
it.
no, no, I think we won enough. When we lose for many weeks to the same thing, when there's only one game left to the same thing. So let's just calm down and just go game by game.
No, I
And
believe
this,
I believe in the players one by one game at a time.
okay, so again, let me start with you on this question. Arsenal still struggling to break low blocks more this.
Okay.
I, I mean, see, everybody struggles to break low blocks. That's the truth. So we had to find another way around it, which is the set pieces. And I saw an interview today with Joko, Lashley Cole, and Sean Dyke. And Sean Dyke was laughing and saying that the way everybody is saying long throw and set pieces as if it's something new. They were doing it 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So
we
the
Stoke
police and
City.
Oridela
Actually.
were doing it in 2004, 2007, 2008. It's not a new thing. Now, because Arsenal is doing it, they are saying, no, Arsenal is spoiling football. Arsenal it's part of football. If we couldn't break through the middle, then we'll find corner, we'll find throw, we'll find free kick. Are we struggling to break them? Earlier parts of the season, I'll say yes, but the truth is, you have been winning. So if you have been winning, it means that you are breaking it,
Yeah,
right? It's different if we had like 8 draws and you'd be like, oh, they are struggling to break it. But we won 16, drawn 2, lost 1.
yeah,
Those 16 matches, at least half of them, if not up to 10, were people doing low blocks and just defending against us. And
yeah.
you've seen the difference when people say they want to open up and play. And when they
My
open
brother,
up,
I want you to call Man City.
Oh, no,
Call
no, no.
Man City.
no, but
Call
it's true,
Man City.
they're part of the 10. you know, they're part of the 10. So,
Did you hear John Stones? John Stones said that was not what I put a link
that was
on
not the
AFC.
plan.
John Stones said that was not the plan, but we came to the pitch, we didn't understand anything anymore, and we had scored, so we decided to sit back.
Mm.
That what I
Yeah.
watch Arsenal play a lot of teams. Nobody, if you come out, you enter trouble. If you stay back, you
Yes,
enter
that's
trouble.
the truth.
Now again, we are not
Yeah.
struggling
I,
because I
I,
in the month of
I know
November,
that.
Arsenal scored the highest number of goals from open play in the Premier League
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
seven,
did you hear
followed
what
by Chelsea
Arteta said?
6.
I was angry that he did not score a set piece in that 4-0 win.
He paid me. Oh.
Okay.
No, but some people say set piece.
Okay, so
Look at that Zubimendi's goal against Forest was a set piece goal. Are you aware?
Yeah, the volley.
Zubimendi's
if
goal
I recall,
was a
and I
set piece
volley
goal.
now.
So I tell people that when people say set piece, some people think it's just straight from the set piece. The logic is confusing. The
Yeah,
rule says the set piece goal is a goal that comes when a set piece has happened and the ball has not gone out of play.
Yeah.
So if I play a
yeah, now
corner
because
and the ball goes back to midfield and comes back to your post, it's a set piece goal.
of course, like you see, the goal that Merino scored against Newcastle, that was a set piece goal.
That was a
But
set piece
right,
goal. Thank you. Walter Made's header in that same game was a set piece goal.
was a set piece
So,
goal. Yeah,
statistics have to find words to describe things. Like when I hear XXG, sometimes I look at this and I'm like, this is what I just said. My brother, they laugh.
Now,
They
okay,
want
really,
to
so
us. But
yeah,
again, I
so
tell people that when I started watching Premiership, if you score a set piece goal, people celebrate more. Didier
um,
Drogba, let us not forget. If like back to back, he was killing us now with corners.
Yeah.
Nobody was saying EPL. How can Sky Sports give me a Premier League table of
Without it,
without
if
set piece
if
goals?
set pieces were not involved, as in
Agenda, agenda,
The agenda
agenda.
too much, you know. And then
if
I
nobody
did
goes to
something
look
funny.
at the table,
I was in a group. I didn't say anything. Yesterday, I started posting all the set piece goals for all the clubs and posting the open play goals. And somebody goes, "Let us see the expected goals from open play." I drop it. As I still top. The way that squad is moving, let me tell you what's going on. They can score you from open play. They can score you from set
anywhere,
piece. They can score you from
anywhere.
halftime. As
Yeah,
long
I
as they need
agree.
to win the game, they will win it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Osaka is going to be leaving us soon. Just give us your parting
Okay.
comments, bro, before you
No, I
leave.
mean, look, this season, like Uche said, I don't think anybody wants to get carried away because we've been in this position before. We've had
Yeah.
we've had 5 games to go and we are 3 points ahead. You know,
Yeah.
I think Sunday is going to be is very important.
A
Important
statement.
because it can kill the other people's morale.
Mm.
Because right now we're in
Yes.
that position where we used to be when we are saying, we just need someone to beat Man City. We just need someone to beat as Liverpool. And that's where everybody is now. Everybody wants somebody to beat Arsenal. They don't care who it
Mm-hmm.
is. Now, if you are
Yeah.
playing second place and you can win and go 9 points clear of second place,
Man.
the boys' confidence will be so high that it will
Yeah.
take a catastrophe. Because again, you have to understand, nobody before Sunderland, we haven't considered 2 goals in almost, in a
100 games now, 100 and something.
in
Yeah.
a very long time. Which means if we score you, we are most likely winning the game
Yeah.
once we score. So you to beat Arsenal, you can't win 1-0. You need to score at least 2, and that
Yeah.
has not happened in a long time. So people are, and I think what we need to also do what needs to be beat all those teams you are supposed to beat, right? If
Yeah.
you beat
Yeah.
position 7 to position 20 home and away, you are winning the league. You
Mm-hmm.
don't drop
Mm-hmm.
points against Fulham, West Ham, Brighton, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
You go there,
And
play
that's
like
what
the
killed us
English,
actually in
yes,
2024.
and
Because
beat
if you remember,
those
in
guys
December,
home
those
and away.
losses to West Ham and Fulham
Fulham,
were
yes,
very, very critical. Because even
beat
after we
the
lost to
teams you
Aston
are meant to
Villa,
beat. Yeah, because
Man City
that's the
now
truth.
above us. Yeah.
Man City, Liverpool, um, let me just put them: Chelsea, Tottenham, and Man U. Those 5, win all your 5 home games against those 5, and then
And
away,
avoid defeat away.
yeah, avoid defeat away. But
You have the
70
league.
20 beat them home and away. You should not even be thinking about it. Although Newcastle will beating them away already.
Osage, you know the worst part. Say from what you say, right? I can draw inference to last season. In the
Yes,
last 2 seasons, we had not lost to any top side.
yes.
Yeah.
We only
We didn't
lost
lose
to
to
them.
anybody,
Yeah.
but we were still
And
found wanting.
Yes, because we didn't beat the people we are meant to beat.
The
yeah.
Fulhams, the West
Yeah.
Hams,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and you know the worst
So
part. Nature is very funny, right? The 2 times they happened, the runs happened almost back to back.
almost the
Fulham
same time.
today. Before
So
in 2 weeks, everything was lost.
to be
Yeah.
fair, I mean, I'm very confident in the squad.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of anything. Uh, I used to be okay. If we concede first, it's going to be a problem because everybody will just lock up. We've done that a couple of times this season, and we've come back
Yeah.
against City,
Mm.
against Newcastle, against Sunderland. So
Mm-hmm.
now that
Mm.
fear of conceding first, especially early. If we concede in the first 20 minutes, I'm still okay that we'll win the game. It's when we
Mm-hmm.
concede maybe 75th minute that you're like, okay, shoot. Do we have the boys have the mental distance to come back from that? But
Yeah.
I think Sunday, if we win on Sunday, every Arsenal fan is going to
Are
be
we
quite
home?
confident. No, we're away.
Why,
Every
Stamford Bridge.
Arsenal fan is going to be quietly confident that we won the league if we win on
To,
Sunday.
to win the game, what we just need to do is to put Declan Rice on Enzo Fernandez.
Oh,
That's
on
what we need
Enzo,
to do.
not
Put
even
Rice on Enzo. No more. See, I don't want to sound like a hater, but I like Moses Caicedo, but I don't like him because he's too. aggressive is not the word, but his tackles need a lot of work.
Mm.
Every time I watch him, that man misplaces 2 to 3 tackles per game. I'm talking reckless
Something like
tackles.
Shawcross.
Eh, Oh, you observed that too, right? Take that away from him, he's a fantastic player. But then again, when you're talking about Rice, Rice can do what he does. Rice can bomb up and down the
More,
box. He
Yeah.
can
more.
everything. So that's it. But
Yeah,
put Rice
but, but,
on,
but
put Rice on Fernandez, and we're done.
okay. So let's look at the chat from Ola Oluade. So I think this is where security is coming. There are two ways to break low blocks, either from long range or from set piece. And the naysayers are crying because of corner. I agree. At this point in time, I don't really care about what we say about our set pieces, as long as we're getting the victories we need. So yeah, let's go to the next one. It says, with Gabriel injured, has Saliba shown he can lead the entire back line alone this season?
Not alone. He can't do it alone. One, two, he has capable help. So I don't think if even if two of them are out, obviously it's not a scenario that you want. But I still
Yeah.
feel that if two of them are out, we still have enough to see us through matches because Arsenal defends as a team. So it's not necessarily just the back four, right? The left back comes into it, the right back comes into it. So it's not a case of, oh, it's only the Saliba and Gabriel. So if both of them are out, I think we are still capable of doing a good job. So yeah, I won't be too scared um, if with Gabriel out. But if two of them go out, slight worry, but not the end of the world. Not the end of the
Yeah,
world.
because if you look at the Brighton game in the Carabao Cup, that was the very first time that Hinkapie and Mosquera played together. And I think Brighton actually attacked us more than we expected. Kepa had to make some very good saves and all that. But
Kepa is another person
still,
that has also been unlucky too with game time.
yeah,
You
no,
know,
no,
he's very
Raya is
unlucky
the
with
one.
game.
You can't take Raya out. Fair enough. So
No,
when you're ready to leave,
yeah, yeah. No, I'll just wait for
Uche to come.
Uche to come back here.
Okay. Okay. So the next one says, what would be a successful 25-26 season for Arsenal?
Minimum of Premiership. That's the only thing that can make it a successful season. Minimum of Premiership. Anything on top of Premiership is over successful. But minimum Premiership is what we need.
What what if you have the UCL but not the Premier League? Is that a victory for you?
It's a victory, but for me, I need that Premiership. I
At
think,
20,
and of
22
course,
years now.
say which one is more because Liverpool now. If you ask Gerrard, did he want the Premiership or did he want? If he was the captain to ended 25 years, 28 years, 20 years of Premiership for Liverpool, trust me, it will mean much more to him than Champions League. You can go and throw out the old this thing. Maybe you met Monaco, you met Carrier, you met Celtic, and then you were
Yeah,
just lucky.
yeah.
Look at the year
What
Porto made.
one?
They were
Yeah.
meeting that year. If we
Psycho.
had beaten Chelsea in the quarterfinal, we had
We
won
have won
Champions
it. Yeah.
League. So
Because
Champions League, you can be lucky that everybody goes out and but Premiership, especially this day and age where everybody beats everybody. It's not like Premiership those days that Man U or Arsenal or now Crystal Palace. Now I'm sure they will beat Man U this weekend.
I
West
And
Ham
know.
and not just
beat
not
Liverpool.
just that, the strength of the Premier League compared to other leagues, the gap is now so wide.
Yeah, it's
I
too
tell
wide.
people that I tell people that if the rest of Europe is not careful, the only solution would be a super league.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If they're not careful, because look, and the worst part, the behemoth of the Premier League is still adding more advantage, financial advantage, broadcasting advantage.
Mhm.
It's wild. I must give the management top top credits. They
Yeah, yeah.
branded the league so much, and everybody's now benefiting. How can a
And,
club that's relegated be collecting 120 million? Do you know
meanwhile,
what that means?
if you win a league in France, you're getting 45 million. Okay, Osage, thank you so much
Okay,
for being
guys,
with us.
no
Sage,
problem. I'll
Yeah.
all
get
right.
back on
What,
time. I'll
bro,
send
before you go, Sage, what are you
you.
predicting for our game on Sunday? What's your prediction? Before you go.
Like I told them, Tony, I don't care about clean sheet anymore. I'm happy to win every game 3-1, 4-1, 5-1. I don't care about clean sheet. So 3-1, 3-1 because they have pace. And pace is the only thing that I think can worry Arsenal. Or depending on where it's coming from. If Calafiori and Timber start, I'm okay with the wings. I'm not afraid of Neto. I'm not afraid of Gittins, Estaval. But even their shot, ironically, Estaval is probably the only person because he's unpredictable. Ja Pedro is dead. The lap is dead. The Neto is just pace, no direction. Enzo and Caicedo be that middle, but I'm very confident with Rice, Zubimendi in facing them. So I don't see that much. The people that will make the difference are the wingers. That that's what will make the difference. But 3-1, I'm okay with 3-1 on Sunday. But anything with that gives us 3 points, I'm fine. I'm not afraid of Chelsea. If we score first, we'll win. If we score
Okay,
first,
okay. Enigma, what's your own prediction?
2-0, one set piece and one Madueke goal, and I'm good.
I want that set piece for the culture.
I swear. Just for one piece, man.
Don't you always call set piece?
Okay, so let
So would you be starting Odegaard? Would you start Odegaard on Sunday?
okay, so
This is something I've been battling with myself personally. But would you?
ideally, I won't have started Odegaard, but the fact that Trossard has gotten injured kind of makes my decision easy because Eze can go to
Yeah,
the
just move Eze to the left.
yeah, that's the thing.
See, again, I think Mikel is one of God's favorites.
Yeah.
At every time he has to make a difficult call in the starting 11, somebody goes
Most injury
injured.
just helps you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So let's go to the next question. It says, how many goals will Saka end the season with?
If he stays fit during the season, 15. And let me tell you why I say 15. We have gotten to a stage where we don't have to rely on him for goals anymore.
Yeah. And I'm actually happy about that because yeah, yeah, been a talisman to us, no doubt. But now that we can spread the goals out in the squad kind of really helps us
Yeah.
because the now dependency made put him under some kind of pressure one, and all the position players knew that once they mark him, it's game over for us.
They have to hold him.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So
I love that. So I think at the core of Mikel's philosophy, he doesn't want to have any star player.
mm,
I think at the core of his philosophy, he wants each piece of the puzzle to have importance. Because look at the way he talks about the setup. He used finishers.
yeah,
I heard that thing. I said,
yeah, that was mad.
what's going on?
I love that.
So it's like as if in dressing room has told them, okay, Martinelli, you are not starting, but don't worry. Eze will run them ragged. Saka will run them ragged. Just come in and score.
Bam. Something like that. I agree.
And it has happened about 3 times. Martinelli now believes it. He now knows that when the coach says sit, you are not starting, but at 70 minutes, go and score. He knows that
Yeah, and you can see that the folks that are coming from the bench, they don't grumble. They come in and just do their business. Like it's amazing.
they slot in as if they just slot
Yeah,
in.
because
Look at
yeah,
Calafiori. His first touch was that
because
assist.
we have had too many injuries, but yet the play is not disruptive. So you can see that everybody
He's
that
not.
comes in actually does the job and does the job very well.
And which will go to explain why the man was always very careful about the kind of players he wanted.
Yes. Because it seems so like
He kept chasing specific
you
players.
remember when so like Ivan Tony was available to be signed. Tony was not the kind of guy that we need.
Anyway,
And it was clear that
even Kudus.
even Kudus too, I agree.
Kudus was twerking for Arsenal. They do everything. Kudus they twerk for Arsenal.
Yeah, but we didn't,
If Baba no look
I
inside,
agree. So the question now is, who should Arsenal's main January target be, given the current weakness? Do we have any weaknesses in the squad right now?
yeah, we don't. But if I wanted Arsenal to sign a player for any position, it would be for the defensive midfield position.
Oh, really?
Just because Norgard is very clear. He's on his exit.
Yeah.
Who is 17, 18.
Okay, so
You know,
like Lucien Agume in Sevilla.
I love Agumen, but let me tell you, I see a lot of Lukonga in Agumen. A
Hmm.
lot. You know, the players, I'm not sure about his attitude. But if you're telling me, like, this Valencia boy, Javi Garcia, I'll be
Oh,
quite interested, you know.
no, no,
I'll be quite
but
interested.
Garcia is like Zubimendi somewhat now.
But I didn't get that.
Garcia is like Zubimendi. He gives the same Zubimendi kind of vibes.
He's like him exactly. I think he would fit our style of play, right? I think he will fit our style of play so much. And then again, he going forward, he's also very good. That I'll look at him. If you're telling me that we're going in January, we want to get a player. If you're telling me, okay, we are going for Elliot or Adam Watson, that's the position I think we should be
Yeah,
adding
no,
to.
but those ones will be too expensive now. I don't have strength for that English problem.
Well, my brother, we just spent 250 million. I'm not worried about money anymore. Well, I'm past that stage.
I agree. So next question says Arsenal are missing to party in 25,
You
26.
know, my answer.
Of
Hell
course.
no. Subi is an upgrade.
Yeah, massive upgrade.
But
Massive.
believe you me, I would have loved a season of Zubi and Patty and Rice and Odegaard and Eze. I would
Yeah,
have killed for it.
but I think Partey had to go, Sha, with all those issues and
Yeah,
whatnot.
oh, but they want to go and ask for 250K. Well, I don't know what's wrong with that guy, man.
Yeah,
Now he's on 60K somewhere.
yeah, in
Who's
Villarreal.
advising him? Who's advising him?
Yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame, though.
So we're not missing him. But my only regret is that he would not be part of the glory. That's my regret because he served us very well for a time.
Yeah, yeah,
He was
very much.
brilliant for a while before the injury started messing him up. And it pains me that for players like him, Zinchenko, Kieran,
Mhm.
these have been fantastic. Oh, so, no, remove Zinchenko. He begin the cap for interview before he come out.
I didn't like that interview, man. I really didn't like
Why
that.
did that was in fact, I think that was what made Mikel say, okay, now you have to leave.
You were like a snitch, basically. Now, come on, how would you do that?
It's not like he is like, and you know the worst part, you have no credence, you have no justification.
Yeah, it's not like you
Players were
did
better than you
anything.
for crying out loud.
And even when you came onto the pitch, you were always like you were always using your
You
position.
were causing trouble. Yeah, you were causing trouble. In fact, the
Like,
manager had to start playing you. The manager had to start playing you at the right of midfield
yes, in midfield. You get. I remember that goal
because you
that
nearly kill us now.
that goal that Salah scored us in Anfield. I mean, just crossed the bottom, he just defeated Zinchenko, and that was it.
That draw, right? That was a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, the 1-1 draw, yes.
I know the worst part. I'm sure Salah looked at Zinchenko and be like, I can take him on.
And he did. And he did.
And he did.
Yeah.
You know.
So let's this
But
next.
that's good.
This one is quite interesting. It says, should Arsenal switch back to 4-3-3 or stick to 4-2-3-1 that we've been using this season?
Well, this season Arsenal have used 4 formations that I've noted
Yeah,
before the game. During the game, it has been countless. We
true.
have gone, we have, we have gone to, we have gone 2-5-3 against Newcastle. We went 2-5-3
Yeah,
for almost throughout the second half. We went 2-5-3 against Bayern Munich. Second half, we went four. We went 4-4-2. That was a 4-4-2 before the substitution.
yeah.
So this squad is built for fluidity. I promise you, that is what the squad is built for. Right now, formations don't matter. What
True.
matters is functions and opposition.
Yeah, I agree. So this is
Miguel targeted lineman yet against Bayern Munich, if you notice. Saka had run him ragged and collected a yellow card.
yeah, and that affected his game because he now became very careful.
Exactly. So what did he do? He brought in a player that has one of the best one-on-one threats in Europe. One-on-one, I take you on. I believe myself.
Yeah, and he cooked him, man. Looking real good.
You know, so
So I agree. I agree. So let's go to this next question. Who has been our most consistent performer this season? Most consistent.
it was Gabriel, but currently it's Declan Rice.
Hmm.
It was
That's
Gabriel, but currently it's Declan Rice.
makes sense. Makes sense.
You have to throw in Timber into the mix. He
Yeah,
has not had a bad game this season.
I'm thinking of
He has
Timber.
not had Calafiori has not had a bad game this season.
Yeah,
He has
and
not.
you can't really blame White or Lewis Kelly for not coming into the team. The guys ahead of them are playing
Yeah,
so.
yeah, you can. But what I was happy about was that even in our Carling Cup game where White came on, White was playing like Julian Timber. I was surprised. He was driving into the midfield and doing all that. So I think Mikel has told him, oh God, this is how I want my right back to play. If
Mhm.
you want that starting spot, you have to get it done. But
Okay, so
Timber is he ain't going nowhere.
this is the final question of the night. Who has been the most creative
Hmm.
player this season?
Ah, I would still say I would say Timber. I would say Timber. I would say Leandro Trossard.
Hmm.
Then I would also go Martinelli.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense.
Martinelli just because he's now playing to instructions and it's clear. You can see it.
Fair enough.
Come
Fair enough.
in, the moment you hold the ball, make the run beyond the last man.
Okay.
And you know the worst part? I think his problem always starts where he needs to think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Where he needs to think. Meanwhile, reverse is the case for Saka. Saka's problem starts where he has to run.
True. True.
If Saka has to think, you see what he does. It's very clear,
Yeah.
clean. Everything they move.
I think he's one of the most intelligent footballers in the world. Though. So that's
People say that he didn't score against Bayern Munich. I said, go and watch him again that game. Saka was taking on three players by himself.
Mhm.
He was taking on three players. It was batting them, doing all sorts. Look at the free kick. He should have had an assist. If he was
Yeah.
lucky by some centimeters, the ricochet of the shot would have fallen kindly to him. But
Yeah.
again, for him, I need him to score more. I need him to be
Talismanic.
yes. But again, my brother says, "Are you sure it's not because the rest of the squad have now stepped up to his standards?" But that
Yeah,
could be the
true.
problem.
So he's no longer like a big fish in a small pond.
He's not like a big fish in a small pond. Everybody now a big fish.
I agree.
So if I look at it from that angle, if I look at the way results are going, I can't argue with that.
Okay. All right, man. So thank you so much, Uche, and of course, Osage. Thanks for those already in the chat as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the us now. I will see you guys for the next video. On Sunday, we
Sunday.
have game week review. Are you going to be available?
Yeah, what time? Oh no, no, an event on Sunday, but I'll join in. I'll join in from my event. It's fine. It's an open event. I'll just join in and do one or two things. That's okay.
Awesome, bro. Do have a lovely
All
evening.
right.
And take care.
All right. Take care.
Bye.